What's going on, my people? Welcome back to Israel's Movie Reviews. Thank you for clicking on my channel. And today, you already know we're going to be going over a movie that I was looking forward to for a while, especially after it was said to be in pre-production. Didn't know if this movie was going to be affected by COVID or various miscellaneous other things. And we're going to be talking about Orphan, First Kill. And boy, was this a deranged movie at the end of the day. I'm gonna start off by saying I absolutely loved the original Orphan film, and I was very excited to revisit this story, revisit this character, and this prequel. You know, they went back and decided to give this movie a prequel. I thought it could have been a really good sequel, but it seems like nowadays everything's getting a prequel or requel. After about half hour or so, I was a little underwhelmed, as things felt a little too familiar and too similar to the first film. And that's not really a knock to this movie, but I thought they could have went a whole new direction. However, an absolutely deranged and outlandish twist sends us into a very, obviously a bold direction, right? Just like the first film. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. That's what this movie is. It's basically a twist that we get in the first film that basically gets revisited and then brings us to modern day with the last film. I know, a little confusing, but I was not expecting too much of this film, honestly. I was really excited for it. I wanted to see in what direction they were gonna go, and it made for a truly wild and intriguing time at the theater. I do think they could have played this one a little more closer to the vest, and kind of shortened certain things that didn't need to be in the film, like these pre-twist antics that they do to strengthen. Well, they thought it was going to strengthen the plot, but it really didn't, even though it was a treat. I liked the de-aging technology, or whatever they used really well for the main character, Isabelle Fuhrman, who I think did a tremendous job with what she was given again. When it comes to the de-aging technology in this film, I think that it's very obvious. It's right there in your face. You can tell that there's something going on with her face, you know, obviously to make her look younger. But all in well, to me, it didn't break. It's very, for the most part, realistic. You're gonna get over it very quickly. It's not really gonna bother you or take you out the film. I think Julia Stiles in this role was very interesting. I think she was actually one of the standouts in this film. I love the way she came out, very strong and very fierce in this role. It's really good seeing her back on screen after, you know, not that long, but after a while. She was missed. One criticism that I have of this film was that the picture quality, it had this smoky and kind of murky quality about it, and it made certain scenes and certain sections of the film seem out of focus, and I didn't really like that. You know, most people gonna think I'm nitpicking, but I didn't enjoy it. Overall, this film to me was an absolute blast. You know, fans of the original Orphan movie will love this one, I'm sure, despite the fact that the horror in this film isn't particularly scary. You know, the killer twist and the deranged second half obviously make one hell of a ride, but you know, it lacked my Carnage Candy, which, you know, it's supposed to be a horror movie. It has to have a lot of blood. It didn't really have a lot of blood. I was a little disappointed by that, but you know, there was really nothing redeeming about this movie. You know what I mean? It could have definitely went without certain things, like I mentioned before, but you know, without a doubt, this movie was in many ways amazing at the same time. You know, the potential here was through the roof, and at times I don't feel like they hit it, but it's considering everything else. The movie is very original, you know, but it loses that potential throughout. You know what I mean? You know, this to me is not gonna be one of those box office thrillers It's not gonna make a lot of money, but it's on the low spectrum of that. You know, the script doesn't make sense in my point of view. They kind of go all over the place. But most prequels are honestly, you know, not as good and don't come even close to the original story half the time. So when you hear about this movie, First Kill, you know, be cautious. You know, this is an origin story, as most movies are getting. Seems like every character now needs an origin story. And Lena, the main character, obviously causing trouble to the first family back at home in Estonia before she comes to the United States, makes for a great case. You know, to me, what made the original movie so great was not just the actress playing Lena, Esther, but the supporting cast were all perfectly fit. You could tell they actually felt like actually a tight-knit family. Julia Stiles, you know what I mean, doesn't have the same exuberance as Vera in the first film, but she did come to play in this film. The son, to me, was a frustrating character. I felt like the writers didn't know where to take his character or where to really insert him in the movie. But, you know, that's just a nitpick. What made the original Orphan great as well, there was, I feel, much more suspense. This movie lacks that. There's honestly not enough scares to sustain the rating that it has, the rating that it was given, which is R. I don't want to call this a sequel. I don't want to call this a family film. I don't really want to call this a thriller. Like I said before, I just expected so much more scares, more jump scares, more blood. This movie was lacking those things in my opinion, and although they were lacking them, still came out a pretty decent movie. This could have been better if it would have went and gone a different direction, but this was watered down compared to the original movie to me, which was a classic. It was a masterpiece, and we waited 12 years and we get this. So, you know, I give this movie a 6 out of 10. I hope you actually go out to the theater and see it. Definitely let me know, you know, what you thought about this film. You know, to me, the original is timeless, and if it was released today, it would be, I think, just as successful as it was back in 2009, if not even more successful. That's just the proof in the pudding, you know, when it comes to the original film. And this prequel, you know, I thought it was gonna hold up to it, but it really didn't. You know, this was in the vein of, you know, a modern horror thriller, which are many movies now. You know, right from the beginning when I saw the guard being enticed by the character, the main character, I kind of felt and knew what kind of ride we were gonna be going on. You know, the whole brilliant escape plan solidified my view towards the movie. And, you know, with that being said, go check this out. Let me know what you think about the Discord. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell. And guys, I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Peace.